All right, hello. I'm Ryan Keller. This is my Web Dev 235 Project 3 entitled Pentatonic Drop, and I'm excited to talk about it. Just real quick, I wanted to talk about the concept behind it, which is kind of like those walls where you drop like a ping pong ball or a marble, like a marble runner, and it'll bounce off of different obstacles and make like different sounds. Um, Sometimes I've seen them with like little wood blocks, and I wanted to kind of emulate that by having a ball bounce off different shapes and have it make different notes depending on the shape. And it's called Pentatonic Drop because there are five shapes, and so I chose the 5-note pentatonic scale in which all of the notes sound nice together. So regardless of whether or not you have any musical background, it's easy to just place some shapes and hear a nice little ditty. So without further ado, let me share the screen. This is Pentatonic Drop. It's got some brief text at the top, just letting you know what you can do. Interface is you select what shape you want to do up here. You place them down in here. You can also delete them by clicking on them again. If there are two right next to each other and you want to delete both of them, you click them both times. It doesn't delete both of them. Just a little intricacy in case you were wondering how I handled that. The ball drops when you click the drop button, and it stops when you press pause, or if it goes out of bounds. And then if a ball hits a shape, plays a little note. So that is a concert G, actually, just in case you were wondering. What if it hits two shapes? And let's just resolve that at the tonic. Yeah, so I actually have a lot of fun with this guy. Not to toot my own horn, but I enjoy it quite a bit. So that's how the game works. I think that although it's aesthetically very, very basic, it actually kind of works, in my opinion. I think it looks very cohesive. Like nothing stands out as too basic or too intricate. It's just all very shapes on a white screen, and I think that's pretty cool. But what really stands out, what I think is above and beyond, is I made a physics system for this. It was very difficult, but I did it. Just having the ball, accelerate downwards is one thing, but having it bounce off of the different angled things and having to do collision detection for like 30, 60, 90 triangle, that was something else. A lot of it was just geometry, but trying to figure out how to do all of that with a time limit, it's very stressful, but I got it done. And a lot less notable, but also I think it's cool. I made my own sound effects for this. They're not like super incredible sound effects, but I don't know, so that means I did it all in-house. If I want to skip straight to the media section, there was no outside media because all the shapes are Pixie graphics, and all of the sound effects I did in MuseScore, export as MP3, just added them in as howls. So that's the above and beyond stuff as far as I'm concerned, just the physics and collision detection. Now, my biggest challenges, as I mentioned, were actually the physics might not have been that big of a challenge had it not been for trying to figure out a bunch of other small things I didn't even consider. Like at first, when the diamond didn't have a bounding box, it was really hard to tell if you were interfering if you tried to place another one right there. It was very frustrating. So I had to add in the bounding boxes and change the cursor. So those are things I didn't anticipate having to try to do. what else didn't I anticipate and try to do? Oh, just I thought it would be really easy, just have a different class for each shape, which is what I did. But I had to make a bunch of weird like helper method workarounds in order to actually have it spawn the shape that you select up here. A lot of event action. It was just things that I didn't anticipate being difficult were difficult. And so when I got to the thing that I did anticipate being difficult, I had a lot less time to do it than I initially imagined. And that made it so much more stressful. Individual challenges, like specifically in implementing the physics. At one point, the ball, upon hitting the right side of a diamond as it was going left into it. So let's see if this goes. Oh, I missed. All right. So previously, if you did this, it would have hit the. Oh man, embarrassing. Previously, if you did this and it hit the right side of the diamond, the marble would have despawned. The diamond would have despawned. Would never have gone back to drop. It was very confusing. It took a good 20 minutes to realize I was trying to take the square root of negative, which was really annoying because I had squared it, so I'd imagine what was inside the radical would be positive, but no, it was not. I had to do some explicit absolute value stuff. But the biggest problem was trying to figure out what to do so the ball wouldn't go into the shapes and then just keep getting flipped around in there and like stuck in the square and stuff. I ended up just making it so the shape would immediately despawn as soon as the ball hit it the first time. And I think that actually works a lot better that way. So the ball has a lot more space to move around once you get rid of the obstacles. So you can make something pretty compact in here, and the ball would be able to jump around the whole screen because the obstacles it already hit would despawn. It ended up being a good solution for everybody. But I think maybe the most frustrated I got at one point, I had made a new method for the ball called position, which returned its X and Y as a single field. It was just handy to have in helper methods and stuff. But I didn't realize that there was already a field in Pixie graphics called position. I must have spent 75 minutes trying to figure out like why, as soon as I added that in, the ball would not work, all the shapes wouldn't work. I don't like to think about those 75 minutes, but they are important to note in terms of challenges because that was when this project was at its lowest. But eventually, using console.log, I managed to sort through all of them. That was the biggest tool I had in my toolbox. Was just something wasn't working. I would narrow it down by putting at first console.logs every 50 lines of code, narrowing it down from there. Where was stuff going wrong? Where is the position becoming not a number? Stuff like that. And that's how I basically solved all the complications that had arisen during this project. Now it's fairly complete. I do have a lot of ideas on how to expand on it because I actually really love this project. Probably going to keep working on it. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little thing you can aim for at the bottom. So that way, if you're not interested in just having a fun sandbox, you can try to make it bounce off stuff to hit the basket at the bottom. Maybe have an obstacle mode where there are immovable obstacles there and you have to bounce around them. Have an erase screen button over here so you don't have to go through and click off all the shapes one by one. Eventually, maybe I could even have a save button that lets you save a configuration to local storage. A lot of ideas, but for right now, this is where my project 3 is. I'm very happy with Pentatonic Drop. The physics system was complicated. The sounds were also slightly complicated to figure out, but it's done, it's working, and I love it. So hope that suffices for a demonstration. Just in case, I'll give you a sweet tune here. Let's see if I can freehand this. I've gotten pretty good. I have to toot my own horn. There we are. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know I enjoy this. Once again, not to toot my own horn. I just think it's fun that it works, because I have seen it a lot when it wasn't working. So, all right. Thank you for watching. This was Pentatonic Drop. Have a nice day.